Hello, welcome back to Bridging the Gap. Today we are back in the studio with Morgan Wilson, our dental and vision agent. And last time we were together, Morgan, we spoke about basic and preventative services. And I know that the information that you provided our listeners or our viewers was really, really good for them to know that you can buy a simple plan. Today, what I would like to dive a little bit deeper into dental plans specifically is what is major coverage. So we have basic or preventative, and then you get into more of a comprehensive plan that covers more if you need additional
Yes.
dental work outside of cleaning or preventative care. So talk to us about some things that may be considered major dental care. What items, like what are things that we myself or the viewers or watchers may be used to hearing from their dentist that they may need and need to know, is that even covered under insurance?
So some of our most, or some of my most major services that people may need is they come in and they say, hey, I need a crown.
Sure.
Or, hey, I have some oral surgery that needs done. So I see if they are in network with the providers and carriers that we offer, and I go in and see a breakdown of the cost coverage and the summary of benefits that I also provide to my clients. And major services typically cover, I believe, dentures, sometimes crowns. It depends. It goes back and
Sure.
forth between basic and major.
Bridges.
Any oral surgery after the fact. It just is really depends on the plan. So
Sure.
just breakdown is different. But if somebody comes in and they say, hey, I need a major plan, my first thought is they're going to need a higher annual maximum. And that's the amount that will be covered from the plan.
Okay.
And when someone comes in with maybe major work that just needs to be done, I say, okay, well, I'm going to look at, first I'll give you let's say a lower annual maximum, a medium, and a high. I recommend the high annual maximum just in case you do need more work, you want more coverage,
Sure.
and you want the best for your money. And I also go over what may cover that specific need, whether it's a crown or whether it's a bridge, to the best of my or a root canal.
Is a root canal considered major?
Sometimes it is, and
Yes.
sometimes it falls under basic, but it may typically be major.
Okay.
So, or a root canal, if they come in and say, hey, I need a root canal, I see maybe what the best percentage is covered by that plan.
Sure.
And we do offer quite a few that are pretty good for that need.
So would you think, so in the carriers that we have here at Nelson and Associates Insurance, we offer, as you mentioned previously, we offer Florida Blue, or I think it's Florida Combined Life or Florida Blue.
I believe
plans.
so, yes.
UHC,
yes.
UHC, we have them. We have Cigna, Aetna, Humana. So I know that when I have been quoting in the past, once you go into a carrier, one of the first things you do is you ask the customer, why do you need dental?
Yes.
What made you come in and purchase, why do you need to purchase dental? And the answer is normally what? Tell us.
Typically, it's either I don't need much work, I just need something to cover my cleanings, and that's
Sure.
just your basic. Or they come in and say, hey, I need a root canal, and I need it done really soon.
Right.
So for my first thing is I'm going to approach it as, are they going to need a plan with waiting periods? And waiting periods are a time frame after signing up for insurance, dental insurance specifically. It can be anywhere from 6 to 12 months, and that's typically for basic or major services.
Okay.
And that is whenever your benefits would be covered completely.
Sure.
And there can be a loophole to that, and if you have 12 months of consecutive coverage that is as comprehensive as the next plan you're going into,
Okay.
then those waiting periods can be waived. It's not always promised, but it varies by carrier and by plan.
So if you have insurance, let's say through your job,
Yes, ma'am.
and you're leaving your job and you want to continue because you have children or yourself and you're under dental care, you have to find a plan if you want to have immediate coverage
Yes.
outside of the waiting period. The stipulation is if you can provide proof of coverage
Yes.
for the past 12 months of a plan that you had that is like it parallel with what you're buying now on the
Correct.
individual market. Yeah,
Yes.
I think that's important. A lot of times, we know
Hmm.
back, and we're not going to dive into this, but way, way, way back, long before ACA, the Affordable Care Act and all of that was put into action, there used to be pre-existing condition clause. There was all these, conditions. But one of the things that I remember when I was young and I was taking a group plan and then I would leave would be that you had to get a certificate of coverage.
Yes.
So I know that is, I don't know if that's still the case in health,
Hmm.
but for dental, it is vital because we have plans that can become effective as early as the next day.
Yes.
And then there's some that require waiting periods of 6 to 12 months for major services,
Mm-hmm.
unless you've previously had a plan for a year that had coverage for major services.
Correct.
Good.
So that is very true. And also, if they come in and let's say we find out that those waiting periods may not be waived and they really need a major service done immediately, I'll look at some options without waiting periods. And the clients can see in the summary of benefits that I provide as well. I do a brief overview and I'll attach a summary of benefits. And in that
Sure.
summary of benefits, it'll clarify waiting periods.
Perfect.
And sometimes you can get some plans without waiting periods. And if it's just a major concern, that's something I can offer to them. But yes, if they come in and they say, I've had 12 months of consecutive coverage, it covered basic, major services,
Sure.
I can usually in the application process, I'll need their previous carrier name and ID number.
Sure.
And during the application process, we provide that.
Okay.
And after hitting submit, it is up to the carrier whether those waiting periods are waived. Typically, I do call and clarify if they'll do it just ahead of time so I
Yes.
can make my clients feel secure in that choice.
So that's something that I commend you for, Morgan. I know I've come in before. We've had customers call in. We've had customers come in and ask questions. And are you sure my dentist is in network? Are you
Mm-hmm.
sure that this treatment is covered? And you've always said, you know what? Here's one way to find out. And you pick up the phone and you call the dental
Mm-hmm.
office and you say, hi, I have one of your patients here, and we're
Yes.
going to write them a dental plan. And we're just making sure that you take this plan and that you're in network and that these services are covered, in your office. And I think that, provides credibility for you and your department in the sense that customers come in and they're not just given something and
Correct.
told to go find out for themselves. You actually do the homework for them.
Yes.
It's a great asset to have a local agent
Yes, and that's
such
what's
as
so
you.
beneficial of having us right here.
Yeah.
It may be on the other side of the bridge from Yulee, but I've probably talked to majority of dentists in Nassau County just to see
Yes.
if our client or our carriers are in network with their dental offices. And sometimes I get varying answers, so I have a ongoing list and I call
Yes.
and I update it every so often just to make sure
That's
that those are
awesome.
in network with our carriers.
Yeah. When Morgan, I think when you started creating that list, I don't think either one of us realized how many dental offices there are in Nassau County.
Yes, I did not know.
and there
I was
and
so unaware.
and it's not a one size fits all,
It is not.
so it's all based off of location and
Mhm.
things like that. So thank you so much, Morgan. I really feel that you have provided some amazing information. I know the waiting period is always an issue.
Yes.
But customers can contact you if you're interested in a dental quote. You can pick up the phone and call Morgan at 904-326-3288 at extension 105. You can also go on our website. Our website is nelsonandassociatesinsurance.com. You'll go over to the products list and you'll scroll down. There's actually some live links that we're actually updating those now, that you can click on and actually shop, yourself.
Yes, all you have to do is enter your zip code, date of birth, and the amount of people who need coverage. And also, if you need more than one person, you list their date of birth, and it can give you a list of plans that fit your need. And if you have any confusion with that, you can always give me a call.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Morgan. We look forward to talking to you
Thank
again
you.
soon. If you need a quote, make sure you give Morgan a call. Don't miss us next time on Bridging the Gap. We'll have more valuable resources and information for you to keep you healthy. Thank you for joining us.